Now at 5, round 2 of our snowstorm is here just in time for the evening commute.
A winter storm warning is out for many counties in central Indiana, and we've got you covered. The news at 5 starts now.
This is RTV6 News at 5, working for you.
And first at 5, after a record snowfall that began just about 24 hours ago, more snow is falling again after a break of just several hours.
We could see another 2 to 4 inches on top of what we were already dealing with. The evening commute has already been a busy one for first responders. Crashes are coming in on all sides of the city. We captured these on our INDOT traffic cams since the snow began falling again.
We do have team coverage tonight as the state and city work to keep the roads safe and clear for you. Let's start here with Chief Meteorologist Kevin Gregory, who is tracking where the heaviest amount of the snow will fall. Kevin.
And Mark and Amanda, the good news in this is that we had time to reload, right? Just clear the streets, wipe the slate clean, and then round 2 arrives. This is the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. At times you couldn't see from the pagoda to the second turn suite. Certainly trying to get a glimpse of Indianapolis is not possible. 2 to 4 inch potential. I think from Indy north it's going to be the low end. There might be an isolated spot that sees 3 or 4 south. Okay, follow the color. The darker the blue, the heavier the snow. And notice that axis has shifted just to the south of the metro area, Morgan, Johnson, into Shelby counties. And we zoom in. What's the biggest impact? It'll lower the visibility to a half mile in spots. But Interstate 74, southeast of Indianapolis toward Greensburg. I-65 down into Johnson County, Franklin to Edinburgh to Columbus, watch out. And then 37 and 69 down toward Bloomington. That axis seems to be setting up just to the south, and that's within the warning area and within this range. And I think it's the next few hours where we see the more intense accumulating snowfall. It will taper off as we get a little bit later in the evening. Here's a closer view at the northern fringe of the warning. Lebanon to Noblesville to Anderson, the southern edge of that, Edinburgh, Martinsville down to Spencer. I just want to show you visibility. That's one of the ways we measure the intensity of the snowfall. But from Terre Haute all the way to Muncie south, that's where visibilities are under a mile. This has helped today. Temperatures made it to around the freezing mark. There's a lot of melting going on. That's helped on the roadways. Our temperatures will be fairly steady this evening as the snow continues for the next several hours. 7 o'clock, notice how north and west of Indy, much lighter snow. That burst that we're getting now will shift to the south and east. That will pull away, but we'll continue with light snow, occasional bursts of a little heavier snow with a wintry mix, mainly in the southern half of the state. Our Cameron Riddle is out in it, so to speak, on the south side of Marion County. Cameron, what's it look like?
Hey, Kevin, good evening. So we are at 65 and Southport Road on the city's south side. You can see 65 behind us right now, and everything is moving at a pretty good speed this evening. You talked about visibility, and when you are not moving, it is not too bad. We can see quite a ways down, but when you are moving, of course, those dynamics start to change. So that is all a part of why the state police is asking drivers to increase their following distance, but also decrease their speed. One of the pieces of equipment they want you to watch out for are the DPW crews that are all across Indianapolis and Marion County over the next day or so. Between now and the end of this snowstorm, there will be 80 drivers who will be working 12-hour shifts ending at 11 a.m. and 11 p.m. to keep the roads clear. So, of course, INDOT maintains the interstates like I-65 that you see there, and it is clear, of course, but that is due to a lot of people driving on it. But to give you an idea of how quickly the roads are actually changing, we are in a parking lot where it was plowed, and this is what it looked like earlier this afternoon before 3 o'clock. That's what the ground looked like, but since the snow has already started to come down, it has started to change and it has started to fill up. So the side streets will be like that, sidewalks will be like that. Of course, those are all areas where snow crews like DPW and INDOT are not. So be sure to clear those off if you're in charge of those, and if you're going to be walking on them, be mindful that it is slick as the snow starts to come down pretty heavy on this afternoon. Reporting live on the south side, I'm Cameron Riddle, RTV6.
Cameron, thank you. Stay warm out there. And if you want to keep track of where DPW crews have been, you can check out the Indy Snow Force viewer. Routes in green have been plowed in the last 2 hours. Light blue means plowing is in progress.
As you heard, every snow plow truck is out in Marion County tonight. The Department of Transportation issued a full call out over 24 hours ago, and they haven't stopped since. With more snow in the forecast, they're not stopping anytime soon either. RTV6's Stephanie Wade is live tonight, continuing our team coverage. She rode along with a truck driver and has the do's and don'ts when it comes to avoiding dangerous driving. Stephanie.
Marco, right now I'm over I-65 as cars are heading onto I-70. Traffic is moving slow as to be expected, but I can tell you that the plow truck drivers have been working around the clock since 2 p.m. yesterday. Here in Marion County, they have the full force out. That's 55 drivers out on the roads right now. They're working 12-hour shifts, treating the roads and laying the salt down. But as they're trying to do their jobs, keeping everyone safe, they ask you do the same. Take a look at this video here. This is what you are not supposed to do. We spotted several cars riding along with INDOT today, dangerously attempt to pass plow trucks, even on single lane ramps. INDOT says this morning on I-465, a car actually spun out while trying to pass a truck on the shoulder. They hit a snowbank they didn't see because it was dark out. Now, there will be different kinds of plow trucks out tonight. Some have plows on the side of the truck as well as the front or back. So beware when you are driving near them and give them plenty of room.
Give them space, even more space than you would the car in front of you, as much as you can. We say 50 feet, but in a snow event, if you can give them 100, anything that you can do. Don't try to pass them quickly. Don't try to pass on the shoulders. Just give them room. Know that they'll be dropping salt that could hit the ground and bounce back. So we don't want that hitting your car or anything around you. So the more room you can give them, the better.
Now, the full force call out lasts until tomorrow night. INDOT says they will be assessing that, though, throughout the evening, whether they need to extend that or not to make sure the roads are clear in the morning. Reporting live, Stephanie Wade, RTV6.
Stephanie, thank you, and be careful out there. A mother and her son are dead after a crash early this morning on a snowy road in Hancock County. Witnesses say the victims were in a Chevy station wagon that lost control and spun into the southbound lanes where it was hit by a Chevy pickup. This happened just after 6 a.m. near County Roads 200 South and 200 West. The victims were identified as 44-year-old Amy Cox and her 24-year-old son Isaac, both of New Pal. Their driver was taken to the hospital to be checked out. We do have our live drive vehicles on the roadway tonight. You're looking live at our live drive vehicle on I-70 headed toward the airport. As you can see, the roads are pretty clear at this point. You still want to use some extra caution when you're out and about. We do know that there are travel advisories all across central Indiana, but not Marion County at this point. So those travel advisories include Hamilton, Boone, Hendricks, Hancock, Morgan, Johnson, and Shelby and Madison counties. This is the lowest level of advisory. It means travel could be restricted in some areas.
The family of a man who was shot and killed by an Indiana State Police trooper nearly a year ago today filed a wrongful death lawsuit against state police in federal court. Glenn Wrightsell was shot and killed by Trooper Daniel Organ along US 231 in Montgomery County on December 28th of last year. Trooper Organ was cleared of wrongdoing. The prosecutor concluded Organ believed a gun was being drawn on him when he was fired at Wrightsell. Now, Wrightsell was working on his daughter's broken down car when he was shot. The lawsuit claims that Wrightsell had contacted police ahead of time to inform them he would be working on the vehicle, and that after he was shot, police, quote, unreasonably delayed access to medical care. The lawsuit also names the Montgomery County Sheriff's Department and 2 deputies in the city of Crawfordsville and an officer. A state police spokesman said they had not received a copy of the lawsuit yet.
Indiana University Athletic Director Fred Glass announced today that he will retire at the end of this academic year. The 60-year-old Glass arrived in 2009 and spent the past decade rebuilding the basketball program's reputation following an NCAA scandal, rebranding the football program and renovating athletic facilities. Glass said he loved the job but is ready to step back and do something closer to home and spend more time with his family.
What I feel good about in terms of accomplishments, without getting into the details of specific things, I think they're more global things. So I really felt like I came here at a time when the foundation of IU athletics needed to be rebuilt, and I think we've done that literally with the buildings and figuratively with rebuilding the culture.
IU President Michael McRobbie said that he would announce very soon members of a committee to search for Glass's successor. Well, it's game night for the Colts and game night for us here at RTV6. Still about 3 hours until kickoff at the Superdome.
The Colts are facing a tough challenge from the New Orleans Saints. Some of Indy's young players are proving to be a driving force. Dave First is here with more.
Yeah, guys, thanks. Good evening. Love these nights here at RTV6. Monday Night Football returns tonight. Colts and Saints. This is the 2019 version. Been 8 years since the Colts played down in New Orleans. One of the guys looking forward to it, linebacker Anthony Walker. Second on the team in tackles and maybe, like the rest of us, trying to get over the snow. All right, Anthony Walker from Miami, played at Northwestern. At what point do you get used to the Midwest weather? Or do you?
I don't think you do. You just you play through it and you cover up as much as possible. You know, I mean, I played at Northwestern 4 years, played outside. You know, I'm used to it now, but it never gets any easier.
See, it's a good thing we play indoors for the Colts.
I love
for the most
indoors.
part.
I love playing indoors.
Second in tackles this season. How would you describe this season?
I mean, just another step, getting better. You know, I feel like a lot of ups and downs, but a lot of like growing, a lot of learning about myself, learning about my teammates. You know, definitely becoming more of a leader on this defense. You know, I love it. I love the growth.
It's about getting older.
A little older, a little wiser. You know, 24 now. Never.
How can you do that though with Darius Leonard 2 lockers away, for crying out loud?
Yeah, not really much.
Curve, man.
Yeah.
We was right beside each other, and then they gonna kick it to the curve.
I ain't kick him to the curb. I wanted another linebacker closer to us, so
probably a good idea.
Yeah, we wanted some more linebackers over here.
I love the fact in March you went back to your high school in South Florida. They retired your jersey, which is really cool. Then you made a donation to the football program. How special is that?
Oh, definitely. It was a great opportunity for me. You know, my dad still works there. Huge part of, you know, the athletics still going on over there. You know, I love it. I love giving back. I love that high school. You know, being able to, I really feel like they, you know, really kind of established, you know, for me, you know, academically, athletically, just put me in a great position, you know, getting ready for college and everything like that. And, you know, everything just kind of comes back to me. So, you know, definitely wanted to give back.
And he is having a heck of a season. Colts and Saints tonight. Countdown to kickoff begins at 7:30. Catching up with Jack Doyle, wide receiver Marcus Johnson. Get to know the new kicker, Chase McLaughlin. Super Bowl champ Ryan Dean will join us. Break it all down. What Drew Brees means to Purdue University. And, of course, we're all back to New Orleans, so you got to bring up Peyton Manning and the Manning family down there. Leads up to Colts and Saints at 8:15. Post-game coverage immediately following, all right here on RTV6, guys.
All right, Dave, thank you. And due to the airing of the game, there will be some changes to your regular programming today and tomorrow. The Great Christmas Light Fight, normally seen on Monday nights, will air tomorrow afternoon from 3 to 5 p.m.
And after our live Colts post-game coverage, you can see Jimmy Kimmel Live. That will be followed by The Good Doctor and Nightline. And some more changes here. Tomorrow's 4 p.m. Judge Judy episode will air earlier in the afternoon at 12:30. And the 4:30 episode will be at 7:30 p.m. Much more ahead this hour on RTV6. This is the time of year where we look for the best in people, but it's also the time of year where scammers are looking to take advantage of your goodwill. The top scams people are falling for, that's on the Now Indy.
And just ahead here at 5, a first for 3 firefighters who have spent decades on the force. Tonight, the experience while on the job they won't soon forget.
And it's all about blue today, right? With the Colts tonight, well, there's plenty of blue on radar. That is a heavy burst of snow near Bloomington, north of Nashville to Franklin. We'll follow this to the northeast this evening and let you know what happens when we break out of the snow.
For only $89 for On Time.
Welcome back to RTV6 News at 5, getting a live look from our Weather Now camera at the IMS Pagoda, showing you lights at the Brickyard, but they're not really lit up this evening because we've got snow that's falling tonight. We will be having your Storm Team 6 forecast as well as a look at the road conditions coming up right here on RTV6. Amanda.
Well, tonight we are remembering a man known as a pioneer in developing products to improve racing safety. Bill Simpson died today. Simpson was involved in the racing business for 60 years. He started out producing helmets and fire suits for NASCAR and motorcycle riders. He once had himself set on fire to show the effectiveness of his fire suits. In recent years, he worked to develop safer football helmets to protect young athletes from concussions. Bill Simpson was 79 years old.
It was just a week ago today that Indianapolis-based trucking company Celadon announced that it was shutting down immediately, leaving 4,000 people without jobs across the country. Well, this week, the state will start helping Indiana employees find new jobs. On Wednesday, the Indiana Department of Workforce Development will hold a virtual job fair for Celadon workers impacted by the closure. It will be at 10:30 in the morning. Companies participating include McFarling Foods, Martin Transportation Systems, Hogan Transports, Inc., Dot Transportation, and Venture Logistics in Indianapolis, and AT Transportation in Ferdinand. The online webinar will showcase hiring opportunities for drivers, mechanics, dispatch, customer service, and office support. You can find a link to register in this story at hiringhoosiers.com.
3 firefighters with a combined 67 years of service experienced a first in their careers last week. They helped deliver their first baby on Thursday, and it all happened at the new Waverly Fire Station in Cass County. Timothy Owens was born less than 10 minutes after his parents pulled into the fire station. The next day, the firefighters paid a visit to the hospital and made Timothy an honorary firefighter for life. Jeremy Heilman, Dave Sheridan, and Curtis Babbs are all EMTs, but their fire station does not have ambulances. They said this was very rare and something they will never forget.
I love that. And an
What a
honorary
memory.
firefighter, such a young age, already doing it.
And that's what's so cool about modern day TV, right? This is a family heirloom. They're going to watch it in 20 years and explain the story.
And exactly, it's a good story too.
It is, yeah, on a bad day, so to speak. Okay, let's go to the west side. This is near to my heart. This is Wayne Township. Went to Ben Davis High School.
Look at that.
Not far on 465. Coming up on Speedway, Crawfordsville Road, and you see what I see, the most important thing, blacktop. So we see the pavement. With that burst of snow yesterday, it didn't take long to cover these roads. I think the intensity of the snow is south of Indianapolis now. That's improved rush hour tremendously in the metro area. Now, we celebrate in spots and not in others. I'll show you where the challenge is ongoing. I guess your perspective on the snow may depend on whether you're driving in it. Not driving in it becomes a little more enjoyable. This heavy band of snow, just like yesterday, is pretty narrow. And either side of Interstate 70. Right now, the bulk of the heavier snow is on the south side of Interstate 70, mixing with rain once you get south. And by south, I mean south of Bloomington, Nashville, Columbus. And then our road conditions deteriorate with temperatures right around the freezing mark. That also has been in the positive category. Notice the lighter blues north of a Terre Haute to Indy to Muncie line. Everything deteriorates the visibility. Snowfall rates go up, and your accumulation potential in the next couple of hours increases as well. Along Interstate 74 from Indianapolis to Greensburg. I-65 tricky. I would not hop on there now unless you had to, from Indy on down toward Columbus, and anywhere between Indy and Bloomington. Visibility changes, road conditions will change as well. The darker blues, as we mentioned, have been centered just along the transition where you've got wintry mix, some rain, snow, maybe even some freezing rain at times, and then the all snow just north of that. There's a lot of deep moisture there. This is the additional snowfall potential, but I think areas north of Interstate 70 will be on the lower end of this. There'll be an isolated spot that could see 3 or 4 south. Okay, 31, that's our temperature right now. It's 32 in Connorsville. Other temperatures in the upper 20s. Oh, some dogs want to go for a walk. They want to jump and bite the snowflakes. They want to roll over and have a good time. Others just want to look at it. And that's Annabelle right there with her Santa hat on.
Her little hat, yeah, and her poinsettia chair.
She's got it going on here for the holidays. Lynn Keller sent in the picture. Temperatures low 30s through the evening with more snow. The smaller the dog, the undercarriage starts to hit the snowfall, right? As we've had 5 to 6 inches of snow combined with yesterday. 7 o'clock tonight, we let up on the snow west of Indy for a bit. The burst that we're getting now exits. We still continue with light snow and a wintry mix just south of Indy through the overnight hours. We wake up just like we did this morning with improving conditions. We often think of our Storm Shield app as something that we use during severe weather with thunderstorms and severe weather threat. In this case, it's also a great thing to have with snowfall, and the RTV6 app keeps you updated on what will be an inevitable list of some 2-hour delays for tomorrow. Look what we don't have. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, right on through the rest of the 7-day forecast. No more snow for
No more snow, that's it.
So we'll put it behind us and march on.
Rear view mirror. All right, question, guys. If you had to guess, how long could a fruit cake hold up before you'd have to throw it away?
There's a 30% chance.
Well, you're going to meet some relatives who have taken family recipe to a whole different level.
And Keller, right now.
You're watching RTV6 News at 5, giving you a live look from one of our Traffic Now cameras. This on the southeast side, I-74 at Acton Road. As Kevin mentioned, the most important thing to see here is the blacktop. That means the roads are clear and drivable. You still want to give yourself some extra time. We have gotten word from some viewers about fender benders on parts of the expressways in the metro area. So give yourself some extra time. Again, a live look, I-74 at Acton Road. The roads are cleared up there. One of the staples of the holiday season that often gets a bad rap, well, it's the fruit cake.
But there is one fruit cake in Michigan that one family cherishes. It is a 141-year-old heirloom.
Wow.
Well, this fruit cake was baked by Julie Ruttinger's great-great-grandmother in 1878. She died, though, before the cake was served, and out of respect for her memory, the family decided not to eat it and has instead passed it down for generations. The baker is pictured to the right of the fruit cake. It's stored in an antique glass dish with the date of its creation on top.
It looks like it's holding up somehow.
Okay.
1878. Wow, that takes you back. All right, looks tasty. All new at 6 p.m., working for you and getting results. Safety upgrades are on the way for a deadly intersection after RTV6 highlighted the problem. We'll show you what's being done after our report.
But first on the Now Indy, you're looking at the next group of men and women who want to protect the citizens of Indianapolis. What makes this IMPD recruit class unique? You're watching RTV6.